Well, you know what's so funny? I was coming into this call, because everybody on this call is, they're my students, they're looking to get hired in the entertainment business, and you are the biggest guest we've had. So welcome, welcome, welcome to today.
Well, KP, anything for you, you know that.
I was wondering, Mark, if you would feel, okay, I want my students to know you the way I know you. Can you talk us back from the beginning a little bit about where you're from, where you went to college, and talk a little bit about when you graduated from college and what you were thinking about your career?
Great questions, Krista. Yeah, I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My parents never went to college. My dad did upholstery on cars. My mom had odd jobs. My mom was a young mom. She was 20 when I was born. And we were in a part of Pittsburgh called Squirrel Hill, which is, I was born like 3 blocks from Wiz Khalifa. And so that'll tell you a little bit of where I started. And then moved up, went to this high school, went to Chartiers Valley, then Mount Lebanon High School. But my junior year of high school, I wanted to start taking business classes because I was always really into business. And they wouldn't let me take a class as a junior. So I said, you know what? I'm going to see how smart I am and see if I'm really into business. So I started taking classes at the University of Pittsburgh at night, literally dropped out of high school. In my senior year, went to the University of Pittsburgh, but they didn't have a full-time business school. So I saw a list of the top 10 business schools. I picked out the cheapest one, had never been there. It was Indiana University. And I went there for 4 years to get my business degree. And when I got to Indiana, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to party when I'm not legally old enough to party. So I'm going to take my hardest classes. So I went to register for my first classes. And this was back in the day when it wasn't digital. And I just walked up and to this class, which was graduate level statistics in the MBA program. And I'm like, they're probably going to kick me out. But if they let me register, I'll get to see if I'm smart, as smart as I think I am. And so they let me in the class without realizing I was 18 and not part of the MBA program. And I got an A in the class. And I thought, okay, I got an A in an MBA class. If I can take on that challenge, what else can I take on? So I just kept on registering for MBA classes until one day the head of the business school saw me on campus and just started pounding me in the chest and said, you're not in the MBA program anymore. You got to go back to undergrad. And so I actually had a year plus of my MBA done by the time I was a sophomore at Indiana. And then I took all my freshman and sophomore year classes my junior and senior year. So that kind of tells you my approach to life. I kind of look for challenges, and wherever I can find them, try to take them on. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But when I graduated, literally the last time unemployment was greater than 10% was the year I graduated from Indiana University. And so it was just kind of a crapshoot. And a bunch of friends, and I'll tell the short version, a bunch of friends went down to Dallas and said, you know what, the economy is a whole lot better here than it was in Indiana or Pittsburgh. You should come down. And that's what I did. And there were 5 of them in a 3-bedroom apartment, and they let me sleep on the floor. Got a job working as a bartender at night and did that until I was able to get a job working in a software store. And like everybody, now and then, it was hard to find a job. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew there wasn't a perfect job. And I knew, but what I kept on telling myself is, 1, I spent all that time paying to learn. Wherever I went, I was going to get paid to learn. 2, it didn't have to be a perfect job. I just wanted to get into it and start and see what it was like, to start adulting. And 3, I wasn't looking for a career. It was just going to be a stepping stone. I'd hoped that one day I'd start my own business, and that was kind of my approach to everything. And I got that first job selling software in Dallas, and it worked until I got fired.
I know everybody can get fired, hired, there are ups and downs. I love what you said about there's no such thing as a perfect job. Just get a job.
Yeah, just get a job, right? Because, part of the drill is you learn about yourself. You learn what it's like to actually have a real job and be accountable and have to show up and deal with people and deal with older people, and how they are and, how they see you and how other people see you. So you get to learn so much about yourself. And you get to learn, how companies do business. And in my case, the one I got fired from, I learned so much about what not to do, so much about how not to treat people. The guy who ran the company, the CEO, Michael, I mean, like, I'm literally, my suits, I'm wearing 2 for $99 suits, polyester, like, the 2 for Madness commercials from back in the day. and they're nasty. Like I would wipe them down. I wouldn't take them to dry cleaning. I literally would wipe them down. And my shirts, I buy in this used clothing store. And so, and that's where I ended up buying my first real suit, non-polyester suit, were all used. And I would buy these fake polos that would last for $8 that would last like 3 months before they start falling apart. But you know, I learned from him that if you're the CEO, and well, the reason I was telling the story about look is he was really into, you know, Mark, if you wear glasses, you have to buy your glasses here. If you buy your suits, you buy them here. And I'm wearing this junk, right? Which I felt I still look good in. And he was so concerned about look and appearances, but he never focused on sales. He never was like, we're going on this sales call. He's never like, oh, I closed this deal. It was always like, what have you done? Have you closed anything? You know, what are we selling? Didn't pay attention to selling at all. And I learned, and he learned the hard way even more than I did, that sales cures all. If you're in a business, you know, whether it's the entertainment business, whatever it may be, you got to have sales to survive. And if you're the CEO or working for the CEO, so, you know, that you've got to be the one that knows your business the best and is able to create sales.